This is not clickbait. I am indeed selling some bicycles. It is certainly not my intention to try and monetize you as a viewer of this channel. It's just, in the past, comments have come up like, you should sell some bikes and give viewers of the channel first dibs if you're gonna sell them. So that's what's happening here right now with this intro. There are some bikes in my stable that I'm looking to sell, get rid of. So first up, the fanciest of the fancy bikes that I own, the, I don't know what year, Specialized Allez Sprint rim brake model with 10-speed Dura Ace, Reynolds Assault wheels, NV bar, 3T stem. I guess those are all the real main talking points. Everything on this bike is in like new condition. Looking for $2,500 Canadian. 2500 Canadian. I'll ship it anywhere, but you have to pay the shipping. If I put it in a box and ship it to you, hopefully you're somewhat mechanically inclined to be able to put it together. And I would suggest, if you're not mechanically inclined, bringing it to a shop to get a tune-up, because things happen in boxes. And a fair warning, if nobody jumps at this in the next week, let's say a week, I'm taking the wheels from this and I'm putting them on Rawstercross, and I'm also going to steal the bars, and then I'm just going to part the rest of the bike out and get it sold that way. Almost kind of hope that's how that works out. Okay, next, possibly surprising, but the red Crux, 2013 Crux Pro frame set. SRAM Rival 11-speed shifters, 11-speed Apex rear derailleur, rotor 3D cranks. These wheels, I built these wheels. They are Velocity Blunt SS rims. The rear has a bit of a dent in it. Laced with butted Sapien spokes to Bicycle Hub Store hubs. I'm gonna keep these tires. I'll throw on, I don't know, some Kendas that I have here. I'm not willing to let go of the Flamingo pink tires. They're too sick. This rear brake needs to be bled. I don't want to do it, but I guess I could. $12.50. I will ship it. You have to pay the shipping. Third is the lovingly restored, put back together, back into riding condition, Specialized Street Stomper. Now, full disclosure, this bike was found on the side of the road. I didn't pay for it, but I did fully disassemble it, fully inspect it. It is not rusty on the insides. Refinished the paint, polished it, brought it back to life. There's a layer of wax on it. I put this rear wheel on, I recabled it, I did everything to get it as good as running as I could without really buying any parts for it. So this is kind of a project. I'm a little scared to see it go to someone who's not going to like maybe take it to the next level or use it, but $100, like $100 for this. It was found on the side of the road. It was saved, but it's not being ridden now. I'd like for someone who's actually going to ride it to use it. This one, I will ship this. Like, I'll ship this bike, but I bet it'll sell local easier. But just know, like, this is for sale. I'm going to sell it, and it will probably sell relatively quick. So, to avoid the inevitable, or address the inevitable, like, why? What's going on? The short answer is money, but the longer, just as uninteresting answer is, I got a little bit of a tax bill, nothing I wasn't particularly not expecting, but at the same time, when I was working and laid off, the government sent through the like quick COVID payments that they give out, and then recently got the letter that said, you have to pay that back. And I was like, oh, my tax bill just doubled. Ouch. So anyway, that tax bill is indeed paid. It's on my line of credit right now. So to bring that line of credit amount back down to a amount that I feel a little more comfortable with, some of these bikes that I don't really ride very much and are very much taking up space, makes sense to move on to someone else who might appreciate them a little more, ride them a little more, do something with them, especially as my interests just seem to be going more and more towards mountain biking and dirt jumping, riding my BMX a little bit more. Having so many drop bar bikes is, it's a little much. Just keep in mind, it's not a sad moment. It's just a reality. It'll also really, really help with space for what we're just kind of hoping works out in the next month or so. Yesterday we had someone come to the house to do an appraisal because we are hoping to refinance and build a garage in this backyard. I've mentioned it before, I don't want to get my hopes up too high because I know what happens when I get my hopes up too high. Things crumble and fall apart. But the plan for the garage would be, well, it would sit at a very similar spot to where this shed sits right now. But this shed, as I've mentioned in videos before, it's 10 by 16 deep. So this, I used to work at a crane company. We will pick this up after all these trees get cut down, move it out of the way. These sheds will get destroyed, we'll tear them down, and they will go to the dump. And then all here, kind of using the same footprint as, and I think this is the rock that I put out. This is the edge of 24 by 24 to the back corner of the shed. Also shooting for 12-foot ceilings, like an 11 or 12-foot ceiling, so that in the back, so say we're like in the back right here, pretend we're inside a large mini ramp, like 2 ramps like this, a place to ride BMX, a place to have my friends over in the winter. We can make some really cool BMX content when it's really, really cold and disgusting outside, and just keep moving all the time. So yeah, I will absolutely trade a bike that I really don't, like how often do you actually see the Allez on the channel? Also just think, this box showed up here this week. I'm sure there's something else that I'm not thinking of right now, but like, that could be like 1, 2 bikes on top of what is already together in here right now, and 2 sheds are gonna get torn down. Where are you supposed to put it all? I hope it all works out. I really do.